Okay, just when you think we're calm, you get one of these stories. Kind of uplifts your spirits a bit. I can't even fucking talk. This is, and honestly, I think this is the same motorcycle that we were speaking of earlier, one of your first ones. It was just all a hot mess. But Andy, because it had no brakes. Or not yet, it didn't at this point anyway. Andy Floyd drove your bike, you rode on the back. I drove my bike with Kim Sealer on the back. And we had tickets. We can talk about that, how we used to get tickets and all that shit. But we had tickets to see Elton John live at the Hollywood Bowl. How fucking cool is that? So we obviously drank and get ready and all the pre-concert bullshit. And then Andy and you get on the bike and Kim and I get on the bike and we cruise up to the Hollywood Bowl. We might even have parked in that church parking lot on the corner of Franklin, where Tony used to work. Tony, who ended up passing away, Ethan's buddy, lived next door. Anyway, so we parked, we went in, and Andy, as we know, had a lot of money. He was in from Tucson, and money was not an object. So once we walked up there and feeling pretty crazy, Andy was buying, I don't know, wine and beer and whatever for all of us. So we work our way up to our seats, and they're pretty good, lower, middle height, maybe a little lower, about the middle of the stage, and we sit down, and who fucking sits next to us? I don't know if we sat first or he did, but Alec Baldwin, I think it was Kim Sealer, was next to me, and I think it was Andy, you, me, Kim Sealer, and Alec Baldwin. Go figure. Anyway, you can imagine Alec Baldwin was this massive star, so being at the Hollywood Bowl, pretty classy crowd, everyone sending over Baldwin beers and wine and bottles of wine, you know how that goes at the bowl, so he couldn't drink all of it if he wanted to, so he was cool enough, and this before we met Billy and studied with him and all that shit, or I did a film with the guy, and Alex says, hey man, you guys look like you could drink some beers. You want to have a couple beers? So Alec Baldwin proceeded to hand Kim and I and all four of us beer after beer. So we drank ridiculously, as you could imagine, through the show. And I remember Elton John ended with Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. But coming out to do that with him, he brought out Eric Clapton. Holy fuck. So we got to see that. All great show. Alec Baldwin did it. And then we managed to get down to your bike and my bike, and I only imagine what shape, but we headed down Franklin. We headed west on Franklin, just up a couple blocks to go to Fuller and turn left and go home. Well, I'm following behind you guys a little bit. I know not to get in front of you because you have no brakes. Well, Andy doesn't know it all real well, and he sees the stop sign a little late, and he can't stop the fucking car. And there's a car on the other side of the street coming at us, and it's a four-way stop. He stops, and he goes right through that stop sign, right through it, and tries to turn left, and he goes bam and whacks right into that front of the car, right into, I think, his front left wheel, his front wheel, and you jump up and kind of land on Andy's back a little bit, and Andy kind of, scoops forward, nothing crazy, and he's backing up his bike, and hey man, sorry about that, didn't mean that. It was probably some scared to death old Jewish woman wondering what the hell just happened, but yeah, we can elaborate and get crazy in that, but that was a funny scene on a great night with great show and great story.